help me, y'all, welcome none other than Miss Felicia Lee-Sexton.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh my God, Felicia. I don't get nervous that often.
You're not nervous.
Well, not now but not now I'm not. But I'm telling you, thinking up, because once I met you, my nervousness subsided.
Oh.
Because you're just as beautiful on the outside as you are on the inside.
I'm just me.
You're just you.
I'm just me.
I was thinking to myself, Lord, maybe I shouldn't have had that extra donut.
Well, I was thinking I should have put some clothes on. I got my workout clothes
You
on.
look great,
Thank
but
you.
it's just so indicative of who you are and your strength and everything. So welcome to the show. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to be with me today. I really appreciate it. I see that all of the guests are lining up. They're on Facebook. They're listening.
They are.
Hopefully
Sheila's
watching.
listening.
Yay! Hey, Sheila. So let's get started.
Okay.
Let's get started
let's do
because
that.
we have a lot
Let's
to
do
do.
that. Let me sit up.
Let's
Okay, let's straighten our clothes. We're ready.
Yeah, let's get started. Start off by telling us, who is Felicia Lee-Sexton?
Well, first of all, and this is something my mom taught me to pronounce my name correct. It is Felicia, and that's okay.
Yes.
Because that's who I am.
Right.
I am Felicia Lee-Sexton.
Right.
And Sexton is my married name. I'm divorced.
Okay.
Lee is my papa's name. That's my daddy's name. He's my big daddy.
Wow.
And Felicia is just a very humbled woman who loves God.
Yeah.
First and foremost, when I describe who I am, I'm a child of God. Not a perfect child. Let me throw that out there. Not a perfect child, but I'm one of his children.
Amen.
And so when I say that, that means that you can't harm or disrespect me.
Wow.
You can't do that.
Wow.
I am a mother. I am a grandmother. I'm a sister. I'm a friend. I could be, if I wanted to, in that old person, your worst enemy. But I am standing in my truth as a woman who knows what she wants and is not afraid to get it. So when you say, who is Felicia Lee-Sexton, I am that girl.
That's wonderful, wonderful. And you know, it is really important, I like what you said, for us to know who we are.
Yes.
Because if we don't know who we are, you know, outsiders can come in and invade our territory really easily.
That's right.
But when we know who we are, we put up blockers. And we're particular about who we allow in.
Very important to know who's in my circle.
Who's in your circle, because it reflects you, and it reflects who other people think, what other people think about you.
Right.
Because if you let just anybody in your circle, then they're going to be thinking you just anybody.
You can't tear me down by being in my space.
That's right. I love that.
Yes.
Well, one of the things I told Miss Felicia when I met her, or after speaking with her, is that her life is multifaceted. There's so many different components to your life, and I just love that so much. So I like I said earlier, when I picked up your book, I couldn't put it down. I was telling her it was like a pull on me. It just kept pulling me in deeper and deeper, y'all. And before I knew it, I completed this beautiful book here in less than, I don't even know how long. I was just enthralled and just so engaged. So thank you so very much for that. But with that being said, I want to begin our conversation on your drug addiction.
Absolutely.
I was just amazed by what you shared in the book. And one thing I can say is that I love your transparency.
I have to be. I cannot tell my story and I can't reach another soul if I don't stand in my truth and be transparent.
Yeah.
Because I always say I'm not ashamed anymore. That's my favorite thing. It's okay. I did what I did, and I said in the book I'd probably do it again because it made me who I am.
Right.
It's okay.
Right. I love your transparency. And I also, I was really surprised about you jumping from no drugs to cocaine.
Yes.
Your drug of choice was cocaine.
Oh, all day long. I wasn't a drinker. Weed didn't do anything for me. I tried it a couple of times, and I was like, well, this didn't work for me. But because of the core people I was hanging with, that's what they did. And I need to tell you that I thought at that time everybody got high. It's like when I ran up on somebody and they didn't get high, or they wasn't putting cocaine down in their wine or something, I thought something was wrong with them because I thought everybody did that.
Did you think that before you actually started using, or after you started using and became exposed to it? It was after.
Yes, it was after. And that lifestyle can be so inviting. And so, you know, when you first, especially the people that I was with, because everybody, you know, there's a big money Hank, we talk about that, but everybody had money. So this is what everybody did.
Right.
So I didn't think anything about it, going somewhere and having cocaine in my purse and all in my car and my house, you know, floorboards and the walls.
Right.
I thought that's what everybody did.
You just thought that was
It
what
was
everybody
normal for
did.
me.
How old were you when you started using?
I was about 20. About 20.
Was there even a thought when you started? I mean, just like, this is not good for me, or this could take me over the edge, or you just...
I was nosy.
You were just...
Let me tell you, I was real nosy.
Yeah.
Because I was working in at that time we called them juke joints. I was working in a
Juke joint. Haven't
juke
heard
joint,
that in a while.
You know,
Yeah.
it tells my age. And these group of people came in, and I immediately said, "Oh, I'm gonna be with them." And when I picked out the one that had all the money, it went do. There he is. And so that's where I gravitated to. And let me say this as a disclaimer, and I always say,
Yeah.
nobody made me do anything.
Right, right.
This was a conscious
Right.
decision.
Right.
I wasn't abused as a child. I didn't have all this crazy nonsense going on, and
Right.
my life wasn't. I was in a two-parent home.
Right,
Now, they weren't perfect,
right.
but I was in a loving home. I just made a decision that I wanted to hang with that group.
Yeah. And I'm glad you said that, because the next question you stated in your book, it was something missing on the inside of me, and I went on a scavenger hunt to find it. I love that. Do you believe that people who use drugs are essentially searching for something that's missing?
Not all.
Okay.
Not all. For me, and I can only speak for me, and in the core that I do know, is that some of us are not okay with the skin we're in. Nothing was going on at home. I just never felt a part of. I always felt like I was on the outside looking in for a lot of things in my life as I was growing up, because I wasn't the prettiest girl, you know, and all these things going on, and I was the dark one in the crew, you know, so I wasn't really okay with me. But as I started hanging out and got a little older, started hanging out with this group, I became the pretty girl. I don't know what happened. I just woke up and I was like, oh, I'm kind of cute today. You know, I guess that is probably because the clothes and the amount of money this man spent on me.
Right.
Let me just be real honest.
Right.
Money will make you cute.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
Let me turn to the camera and say that. Money will make you real cute, real fast.
real quick, cute mentally and physically.
All over.
You know, externally, all over. And that's pretty much...
And when you're hanging with that person that I didn't know what size clothes I wore, because he had somebody bring me everything. That's my lifestyle.
And we're going to get to talking about Big Hank. We're talking about, you're making references to Big Hank. Boy, when I got to Big Hank in the book, I was like, I really could have had a little bit more Big Hank in the book. But yes. Also, you stated if you had an opportunity to do for a do-over, I'm not sure if you would take it. What do you mean by that?
You know, my life is amazing. And even though I went to the lowest of the lows and I slid it on my belly like a snake, it made me the amazing person that I am, because I'm a giver today. I'm not selfish, and I want to pull you in and take you to another level with me. I don't know if I would have been that girl had I not done all those things, because I know how it is to be stuck and crazy. And now today I know how it is to walk in the light. So those things right there, I just don't know if I would say, no, I don't want to do that. Wow. The reality is some of it was fun. Let me just be real honest with you.
Yeah. I love your
transparency. Some of it was fun. Some of those things I wish I could do today, but that is before the addiction really sunk into my spirit.
Right.
Once that happened, it was no more fun.
How long after you started using did the drugs truly start taking a toll on you?
It was about 5 years.
About 5 years. So you were pretty much a casual and if I may say, controlled user.
Absolutely.
Up until that
And that's
point.
a good word. Casual and controlled. We have a handle on it. We think.
Right. But did you really have a handle? You say you think. So did you?
Not really. No. It was every day. It was taking a toll on me. It was taking a toll on my spirit. You know, it had to be taking a toll if I'm sitting in the church high as all I do.
Yeah, I remember.
Come on now. I'm
exactly.
just telling you. So I was halfway in my right frame of mind, but I figured
functioning. You were still being able to function.
Functioning addict. And who was I hurting? We say that all the time.
Right.
Who am I hurting? You're hurting a lot of people around you. That's what you're hurting.
Yeah, and I want to talk about your family. But before we get to the pillar of support that you had around you, which is so vitally important, Felicia, I know in the book I've read how bad it got, but I want you to tell the listening audience, how bad did it get for you? I remember just how bad did it really get for you, Felicia?
It got so bad that I ended up in Houston because I stole a guy's 2 kilos of dope. And they threw paint on my front door. Now, anybody listening that know about that world knows paint means death. No. So I knew that I needed to leave town. And you got to remember, I was sneaking on this side because these people didn't know that I had gotten that deep in my addiction. So I said I was coming to Houston to be with my oldest sister.
Okay.
No, but I was running.
But you were actually running.
Running. And when I got here, I thought, okay, a do-over. But little did I know I was going to meet another big money Hank when I got here.
Wow. So you left a big Hank,
yep,
only to come
to another one. Immediately when I got here. And it got so bad that I was wearing 3 pair of pants because that's how small I was. And my nieces came to my house and I was sitting in my bed with pills around me wanting to check out. But you see, I was too afraid to live and too afraid to die. Let me say that again. Too afraid to live and too afraid to die. So they called my sister, and you know that's in the book, and she took me to the treatment center that she worked at. Now I always say, how embarrassing. She had to really love me. Because that had to be embarrassing to take your baby sister to where you work because she's strung out.
But she was desperate.
She was desperate.
She was desperate.
And she's always been mama because mommy died at 51. So my oldest sister has always been mama.
Wow.
And she said, mommy's not here anymore. And I'm supposed to take care of you.
And she did.
So get your butt up.
Wow. And it was the Riverside, was it the?
It was, I went to detox at, they're no longer, the Shoulders.
The Shoulders, because I have it here.
And then I went to an outpatient program at Riverside. It was a new program, experimental program they had called the Choices Program, where it was an outpatient program. Okay. And it's not around anymore, and it hurts my feelings because I did everything from acupuncture to all-day classes teaching you how to live.
Really?
They picked us up at 8 and dropped us off at 5.
Wow, wow.
It was amazing.
It was amazing. Yeah. Listen, something I just love what you said is that you had a big Hank, and everybody's going to hear about Big Hank in just a little bit. Is more or less, I guess, a better word, not necessarily.
We actually were together
had
as
a good
relationship. Yeah. Oh my God! And to this day, I tell you, I just thank God for him.
And so
that sounds crazy.
Yeah, it does, but I do understand.
Yes.
I fully understand that. But you said when you moved from St. Louis to Houston, you found another big Hank. And I just want to, kind of elaborate on that, because if we're running from something and we don't check our bags when we get to the next destination, we're going to find ourselves picking up the same thing.
You cannot run from you. You are going to go with you. I'm going to turn this way.
Oh, I love that.
If you are running
you can't run from
you, you are going to look behind you, and there you are. And so, even though I came here, I didn't change any behavior.
Yeah.
I didn't change my way of thinking. I didn't tell anybody I needed help.
Wow.
And so, we attract what we attract.
Exactly.
It wasn't hard to pick up on anybody that I was that girl. And you couldn't mess with me unless you was that guy. So you had to be a big money Hank because that's what I was used to.
That's what you were used to.
That's what I was used to.
That's something. I love in the book how you dedicated the first chapter to little Felicia. Oh my God.
It was so hard.
I just love that. So tell the listeners, who is little Felicia, and why was it important for you to dedicate the first chapter to her?
That was the hardest chapter because what I did was I had to get enough guts to apologize to little Felicia for all I put her through. I had to say to her all the things in detail, what we went through, and how I was sorry that I didn't allow her to accomplish all her goals. I took from her childhood. I took from her years where she should have been developing as a young woman, finishing school at that time, and everybody else is going on with their lives and having these relationships and careers and things like that. Well, I took that from her by getting high. And so the first thing I needed to do was to tell her how sorry I was and how much I loved her and how I take every day, every day to try to make up to her.
That's awesome.
What I did to her.
That's wonderful.
Yes.
And I also love how it's vitally important to take an introspective look. an introspective look. Take a look on the inside. And to me, this first chapter was you in a way of just ripping open and laying prostrate before God and just acknowledging all that you had done, all of your mistakes, and apologizing. Isn't that important for us to take an introspective look? Too often, people want to blame. Everybody. Want to blame everybody.
Ooh,
if it's an addiction to weight, if it's addiction to whatever, any type of, we want to blame others. But I really, really love in this book how you take it all.
I have to take we have to take responsibility for our actions, good, bad, or indifferent. I can't fix what I don't acknowledge.
Yeah.
I can't blame
fix
you.
What you don't acknowledge.
I can't blame you for the things I've done. Right. Now, there are some people who participated in my mess.
Right. But
at the end of the day, I made a conscious decision for all that.
Right.
Nobody twisted my arm. Nobody put a gun to my head. Well, not that time, but...
Not that particular
That's
time.
another story.
Yeah,
that's for the second book.
Yeah.
But nobody made me. And so... my sister in New York used to say to me all the time, Carmen, I love you. You know, you need to write your story. And I'm like, man, don't nobody want to hear all this.
Oh, my God.
Don't nobody want to hear this garbage. Everybody has their own. But then when I said, okay, we're going to do this, I had to just say, God, you're going to have to ride this horse with me because I don't really want to do this. I didn't want to relive it, first of all. But in order to stand flat-footed in my truth, I had to close my eyes and tell the truth.
You had to close your eyes.
That's right. And couldn't blame anybody.
And that's so important towards the healing process.
Yeah,
I just
believe
the
healing process.
That's the healing process. You
process.
have to. It's almost like trying to cure a sickness or to be healed from a sickness, but it has 4 components, but you're only dealing with 3.
Or you don't want to go to the doctor first.
Or you don't want to go to the doctor.
It's like, I'm gonna take me some coffee and some cough medicine, and to heal what?
Yeah.
You don't even know what the problem is.
What the problem is. So you have to be. And I love that. I was telling you earlier how I love your transparency. And how in the book you talked about your own insecurities and your many mistakes, including 4 or 5 abortions.
And I had never spoken it out loud.
That's deep. When you hear when people start talking about stuff like that, that is deep. So that tells me that you were just, that's what I mean, laying prostrate. That just means
had never until that point. Wow. As a matter of fact, I was in my car because that's how I did the book. I recorded it.
Oh, okay.
In my car.
Wow.
Never in the house, never anywhere but driving or sitting in my garage.
Wow.
He wouldn't let me do it anywhere. And I don't know how it came about. I think I was thinking about children. And I said, oh my God. I thought about all the babies. But I know now they're with my mom.
Oh my God.
And for that, I'm grateful.
And that's how you get past it.
That's how you get past
it. I tell you, in our struggles.
Whew.
I hear you. But there's just some things you have to share to get to the next level.
Yeah.
And some people are trying to get to the next level.
Why she bring me on her show for all that?
Some people trying to get to the next level, but they got to change. They hook to a ball and chain.
You got to let it go.
You got to let it go.
You have to let it go and be okay with it.
And be okay with it.
After you have given it to God. I gave it to God, and when I thought about it, God said, it's okay, boo. We're good.
Wow.
I'm good with that.
So
I don't hold myself hostage. I don't walk around with guilt and shame.
Yeah.
I am released from everything I've done and everything that I may possibly do because of that.
Right.
So I'm good.
That's wonderful.
I'm good. Yeah.
I love that. Like I said, your transparency. Now, let's move on because we've been talking about Big Hank.
Yes.
And I know about Big Hank because I've read the book.
Yes.
You know about Big Hank because he was your everything at one point.
Everything.
At one point. So tell us who was Big Hank? Who is Big Hank?
I don't want to give it all away, but Big Hank was a gentleman that I met at the juke joint that was really high up at one of the car plants, and not to talk about him because I don't want to talk about him in a bad place because again he was really the best thing for me.
Yeah.
And even he was married. Let's just throw that out there. I lived around the corner from him. It was real have and have nots.
Yeah.
Really, seriously. If he bought a mink coat for his wife, I got the other one. So there was 2. Whichever one you don't want, she gonna get the other one.
Wow.
Whichever suit you don't want, whichever car you don't want, she gonna get the other. It was that type of thing. But he was really high up in that life. But I need to say that He didn't make me do any of it.
Right.
As a matter of fact, in that life, the grand jury comes in. Let me just throw this out. I think it's every December, January. I can't remember. The grand jury comes in for indictments. So he would stop doing his thing for a couple of months till the grand jury finished.
When you say his thing of
In the
whatever,
street.
in the street.
Right.
Wow.
Well, of what we did. Because we knew the grand jury was going to hand down indictments.
Wow. That
So
was
we
deep.
wanted to make sure that we wasn't on the list, right? So we quit doing stuff. But I kept getting high, sneaking and getting dope.
Yeah. Because you, in the
He
book.
didn't know.
Right. He didn't know.
No,
he didn't know about.
No, he did not know about me doing these other things on the side. Some of these, some celebrity people I kind of hung out with. See, he didn't know any of that. Right? He was straight laced, what I call straight laced, no checks. He took care of me, mind, body, and spirit, made sure I didn't need anything. If he went to New York and there was $100,000 worth of drugs to be sold, when we got back, I'd go, here's your money.
Yeah. And y'all split it.
If it was $2, we split it. I remember a guy said, why are you doing that with that beat? And before he could kill him, I had to stop it. Because he's like, hold on.
Right.
So they called me Shorty back then.
Right.
That was my nickname. And so I'm going to say this, and I hope somebody gets this hit. It's not his fault either.
No.
I had to go back home and tell him when I got clean, this wasn't your fault.
Wow.
I don't blame you for this.
Wow. That's really important. And something as you're talking, what I want people to understand, when you're wounded, because I think you had some open wounds, because that's how Big Hank got in. Would you say that?
Yes, absolutely.
Isn't it important for us? That's why I
Yes.
can't stress the importance of taking an introspective look.
Yes.
Too many people are trying to get into relationships. Too many people are trying to get into jobs. Too many people are trying to get into stuff, and they don't know who they are.
But he kept pushing me away. When I first met him, he was like, no, go on, little girl. Go on.
Right, but because of
Me.
your woundedness,
Right.
you see what I'm
I was
saying?
like, oh no, I'm on you.
You needed something that he
and
had.
you're gonna do what I tell you, and you're gonna be all right. Me and you gonna be here.
You needed.
And he was like, no. So that was me.
That was you.
That was me.
And I also believe that Satan finds us when we're at our weakest moments, and he takes complete advantage of that. And at one point, you even contemplated suicide.
I did.
But was too afraid to go through with it.
I did.
Where were you mentally when you? How bad had it gotten for you to think of suicide? That
So,
suicide was the answer.
That was twice. The first time I was sitting in my living room, and one of those commercials came on that said, do you have a drug problem? Do you want some help? And I was sitting there going, man, I really wish I could call this number. But you see, I didn't know anybody that had ever gotten clean. I didn't know what that meant. And that was early before I came to Houston. I wanted to check out because I knew this wasn't right. And then when I got here, and I said to myself, there is no way out of this. How am I going to stop this? This train has ran off the track. Just luckily, my nieces were there.
Wow.
Just luckily. But you know what?
That's you had gotten
when I was
here.
Yeah. I was at my house, and let me say this. I think I put this in the book, that I used to get high and smelled fire.
I remember that.
I smelled fire, and I would put water on all my clothes.
It had gotten so bad.
Mhm.
It had gotten so bad.
Okay, so
Well, good morning. We're back here with none other than my awesome guest, Miss Felicia Lee-Sexton. I am thoroughly enjoying her presence. I tell you, like I said before, when I picked up this beautiful, awesome book, I couldn't put it down, y'all. I'm telling you. Totally enthralled with it, totally. Now, I noticed in the book, you talk a lot about family. Family is huge. I start off my shows hoping and praying that, you know, people get a chance to spend time with family. That's so important. Family was really supportive for you during some of your lowest moments. Let's talk about that really briefly.
Well, let me say this first of all. Family is not always those in your house. I'm going to say that. But, however, in my case, when my family found out I was sick, and that's exactly what I was, they rallied around me. Nobody made me feel worse than I already felt. I was in the program, and I was in the show, the Choices program, and my sister, they all came to town, and they were, I had a cousin that passed from, HIV, bless his heart.
Wow.
He was sending me money. Didn't have any money, but he was sending me money to help take care of me.
Right.
That's how much love I had. One of my sisters, Carmen, came from New York. I was in a treatment center, but she wanted to know. She came in and she told the counselor, and I think this is a book. Well, what kind of degrees do you have? What makes you good enough to take care of my little sister? Out of love. And he said, man,
Right.
your sister don't faint.
Right. Wow.
Just like that.
Wow.
Your sister's sick. It's not about me. But that was out of love because she didn't know what to do. She wanted to make sure I had the best of care. But from day one, they rallied around me. They've been my biggest supporters. And they've allowed me to stand on their backs.
Wow, and that's so important.
Yes.
How important is it for somebody who's going through anything, addiction in particular, to have support behind them?
It's major because I've seen a lot of
And
people.
the right kind of support.
The right kind of support. Because my sister Rhonda, when I got out of treatment, I couldn't live with her because she would have loved me to death. See, some people will enable you to stay sick. So you have to really be careful. They don't mean it. It's just that they want the best for you. So you have to distinguish what's the best, as far as family members are concerned.
That's really important.
Very important.
I don't want to give all. I was thinking, because we want people to get this book. But in the book, you write letters. I just found, just letter after letter. I had never in my life seen anything like that in a book. Why was that so necessary for you?
Because to me, I harmed everybody. When I got clean, one of the first things I said to most of them was, you guys don't know me. You don't know who I am. I'm not that person you think I am. But during my addiction, I even wrote letters to my nephews because I love them so much. And my nieces, they're just like my sisters. To me, I let them down. And so my recovery has always been about, I don't want to let them down anymore. I want to be available for them, not to buy stuff, but to stand still and listen to them. So I needed to apologize to everybody from my mom, who I lost, to my nieces, to my son, my great nephews, everybody. I just wanted to say, hey, I'm sorry, but this is who I am.
I thought that was just so heartfelt and so necessary. So necessary. And I guess for me, I think to anybody who's listening, who's struggling with anything, you got to do whatever you need to do to get to healing.
That's right.
To get to a place of peace. And obviously for you,
that was it.
That meant writing letters to your family members and to the people.
I had a hole. I felt like I had a hole in my gut because I owed them that much.
Wow.
And until I did that, and I didn't even realize it until I wrote the book.
Wow.
That, oh my God, I owe everybody an apology. Because they took out of their time, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally, to help me heal.
Exactly.
See, people take out of their time for you.
Exactly.
And that's not because they're driving you around. They could be sitting at home praying.
Right.
That's taking out of their time. You owe them that much.
And then it's important to know that addiction not only hurts the addict, it hurts the family as well. One thing in the book that you make references to the possibility, or that you don't take the fact that you could relapse.
Don't take it light.
And I'm looking at you, and as I was reading all your bio and all that you're into, and I'm thinking, yet she still keeps going back to the possibility of relapsing.
Driving over here, I said, oh, I gotta make a meeting. I haven't made a meeting. Because that's my lifeline. You don't know what it is to be a stumped down dope fiend. I need to be surrounded with people that know me, that know my situation, that knows my struggle. I need to go somewhere so somebody can listen to my madness, because I'm my worst critic and enemy. I would lie to me in a minute and make myself believe all that stuff. See, you talking about all my accolades, I can sit here and believe all that and go, well, shoot, I still
you can still handle all. If you can handle all of this, you can handle a pipe.
No, I cannot. I don't even, let me tell you, I was with my girls this weekend on my weekend vacation for my birthday.
Right.
Hey, ladies,
happy belated birthday as well.
And one of the girls said, is this okay for us to... See, they don't do anything around me. My nieces will have a party and go, Nana, you come early and leave.
Wow.
Now, even though it doesn't bother me and I hang out and do all that, but I have people that love me and have my back. I'm not going to be in a situation where you in the next room getting high. I don't care who you are. I'm not going to be smoking. I don't want to smell it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to touch it. I don't want it. Because I, too, can relapse tomorrow. There is nothing special about me.
Wow.
Dope is dope.
Wow.
So, no.
So it's really important that you not surround yourself. Because some people think it's okay if they're dealing with an addiction, that it's okay, you know, after they've gotten out of the grip of it, to be surrounded around that.
We call that you are, as a dry drunk, you abstaining, you're not recovering. You're not working a process of change. I am a member of Narcotics Anonymous, and I say that with all the love in the world. So I am working on some steps. I am working on changing my life every day. I am powerless over drugs and alcohol, and my life has become unmanageable. My life will be unmanageable tomorrow if I step out of character. I am,
Wow.
Don't let nobody fool you.
In the book, talking about family support, it almost brought me to tears, and I just love this, how your father, he wears a necklace. He wears a chain around his neck with the initials of NA, Narcotics Anonymous.
Yeah.
That's so important. What does that mean to you?
It's amazing because he goes to this particular barbershop, and the police chief now was a regular beat cop. And he said to my daddy, I tried to lock that girl up a whole bunch of times.
Wow.
And they
For
are
a dad
so,
to hear that.
And my dad walks real proud and bold, and the barbershop's proud of me. And he wears that to let me know, no matter what you did, you are still my child.
Wow.
And I have your back.
Wow.
And my dad will come here and go to meetings with me, and everybody knows him, and he's loved and he's respected, and that's wearing that around his neck tells me that I did good.
Wow.
That I did good.
That's important.
And he's not embarrassed of me.
That's important, and I think that just speaks to, it just says to me that when other people have gone through something and they've gotten out of the grip of it, how important family support is. And just your dad wearing a chain with NA around it is so supportive. So supportive.
Oh, and by the way, he needs a new necklace. You know, he needs a new necklace. So he always says when I'm home, I think I need a new necklace.
Oh, bless his heart. You better give him that new necklace, Felicia.
Yeah.
I also love in the book when you say, oh my God, I just love this. You said God can take, I'd never heard it either. God can take a period and insert a comma, which to me is the equivalency of giving you beauty for ashes. So the tide shifted, and now, and when the tide shifted, you ended up owning multiple companies, a truck company, a credit business, an accounting company, and finally the Pink Room. Talk. How did you go from recovery into, I guess, discovery? Hence the name of the book.
I always wanted more. I knew in my disease that I was a smart girl, right? And let me say this: all those things on how I learned how to sell drugs, I do it now in my business. See, the gentleman told me, Big Money Hank used to say, one day you're going to learn how to use this
the right way.
You're going to use this the right way. And I'm like,
legally.
Whatever. But so I went back to school. I got my paralegal degree.
Okay.
And my sister and I lived together, who, by the way, we're living together again, my oldest sister. And she took care of my son while I went to school. My son's father, biological father, chose not to be in his life, and that's okay. We're going to pray for him. But my son was adopted by my second husband. And so along this way, I went back to school, had a teacher who said, I'm going to teach you something so you'll never have to work. And you always be able to have an income. And I'm thinking, whatever. Well, he taught me everything about credit. Everything this lawyer knew about credit, he taught me. Then another professor said, well, you really want to run a business? You can rent my conference room from 12 to 5 every Saturday.
Wow.
So I started seeing clients.
Wow.
Then from there, I had a friend, the same friend who owns this gym, had another gym, and he knocked the wall down and gave me an office.
Wow.
Then that got so big. Then he went around the corner and on Bissonnette and found me another office. Negotiated, and I went in there. Wow. I was doing credit, background in accounting, had an accounting firm, taught credit education to individuals, families, children, churches, wherever. Accounting business, we did bookkeeping and accounting for small businesses. Then my little brother and my then nephew, my niece's husband, said they want a trucking company. I said, well, okay, I'm gonna figure out how to start one.
Wow.
And I read a little, and I called a couple of people, and they told me what to do. And now there you go. I got me 2 trailers and 2 trucks.
Wow.
And I ran that until they quit going to work. And my daddy said, sell everything. I said, okay.
And then you did. And
I
then
did.
the pink room.
The pink room.
The pink room.
Let me tell you about this pink room. First of all, hey Warriors, because I know all you guys are on there.
Mm-hmm.
The pink room, the Women's Health and Fitness Center, where we focus on mind, body, and spirit. So that came about. John Mitchell, I love you, John, was my trainer, best friend. I was going through menopause at 39, and he said, you're not going to take any medication because everybody knows about my addiction. I'm not ashamed. You are not going to give me anything. And so I started changing the way I ate and changing my food and my diet and my exercise. And I never took a drug. I never took anything for menopause. I just got 2 fans in the room. That was it. And from there, I saw my body transform, and he started teaching me more and more about training, and then I got my training certificate. And by this time, I started going to the stage. You know, now I'm in my late 40s, going to the stage to, you know, the fitness competitor. You know, you have bodybuilding, physique, figure, and all those, and by God's grace, I've done all of them. And then he said, it's time for you to do something for these women, because I had a following. And we opened up the Women's Health and Fitness Center, a.k.a. the Pink Room, where we are Pink Room Warriors, because we are all warriors. And so my job in the Pink Room is to pull out of you what you don't want anybody to know. See, I can't heal you physically with the workout if we got some stuff going on.
Wow.
And most of us have stuff going on. The weight is just a symptom of the problem. So when you come in, I'll probably say to you, girl, what's going on with you? What's really going on? And then we're all crying.
And then y'all crying.
But we shut the door and pray. See, so what gym can you go in and you shut the door and start praying?
What gym can you go in and shut the door and start
praying? And we
praying?
start laying prostrate and rolling on the floor, because that's what I wanted for me. Wow. That's the gym I wanted for my community, because women need their own. I don't need your husband up in there with you. Men can't even come in there.
Wow.
You are not allowed. Sorry. You can't come, because women
need
a
safe place.
It's a safe place. It's a sacred place. It's where I could come and just sit in the floor and go, I'm tired of everybody. I had some doctors that I was training would come and sleep before their workout. I had some girls that don't work out and come and sit. Wow. It's our place. And now we have, from that, I have steps to the stage where I teach you how to go to the stage and compete. We have the Pink Room Credit, the Pink Warriors Credit Club, where we have a credit club for learning how to take care of your own credit. I have a nonprofit called the Institute of Credit Education, where we help the community with credit. We have the Pink Warriors Travel Club. We travel together. We just left from down in New Orleans.
And when you told me it was when you told me it was entitled, or it was named the Pink Room, I instantly started thinking about cancer. And you shared something with me that it's not about cancer.
Not directly.
It's
although
not
my
directly.
sister has had 2 bouts, but this is pink, is pretty.
Right, dainty.
Dainty. You know, I can, now don't get it twisted. I can lift weights and throw iron with the best of them.
Right.
But I needed a pretty place. I needed a dainty place. I didn't want all that for my women, because my girls are so special to me. Right. And if you work out one time in the Pink Room, you are a warrior for life.
Right. And where is the Pink Room?
We are currently now in Stafford, 445 FM 1092. But by God's grace, we're building our own spot right now.
Wow, where is it?
It's going to be off of Murphy Road near Cash.
Okay.
We're going to have makeup, and we're going to have our own store, because a lot of us have our own products. We have our Wi-Fi area, our own Starbucks. Wow. Yeah, so if you have a business and don't have a location, you can rent to come and work and visit with your client in our little Wi-Fi area.
And that's so important. Because Starbucks is huge for that.
Huge.
Starbucks is huge.
But the main thing is that we're working on mind, body. We have our own body. We're going to have Bible study. We have etiquette. We'll have etiquette class, CPR classes. We're going to have Nettie Jones. I know you know Nettie Jones.
Yes,
she's a girlfriend.
definitely.
Well, that's our Nettie.
I didn't know.
That's our Nettie.
I didn't know.
She's going to do a night with Nettie.
Wow.
So we're working from the inside out.
Right.
I need to fix me, because I'm not ashamed that I see Nettie, that I've been with Nettie for a long time.
Right.
Because that's what we don't do.
Right.
But the Women's Health and Fitness Center is a center where we can take care of you. And guess what? We can love them.
That's awesome.
Because sometimes we don't get a lot of love.
We don't get a lot of love. How important is it because all of that, what you just shared with me,
Yes.
is centered around giving back.
Giving back.
Why is that so important
Because
to you?
somebody gave me my life back, man. People gave me my life back. I owe it to the universe. I owe it to the God of my understanding. I owe it to my community. See, even though I don't think I hurt my community, I hurt my community. I sold dope. I transported dope. I owe it to my community to give back. And my mom and my sisters are just the same way. We were taught not to be takers, right? But to be givers, because whatever you give out, it comes back anyway.
Exactly.
So I'm not losing anything.
So
I'm gaining more life.
That is so important. And I know the people who are watching via Facebook, I know your friends know, but the people who are watching via my Facebook Live, you are super fit.
Thank
You
you.
are super fit. One of the first things I noticed when you got out of your vehicle, I was like, this woman is
56.
56 and fit for life.
Thank you.
And what
Thank
and
you.
as I talk with you, not only are you physically fit for life, you're spiritually and emotionally
I got a God thing
and
going on.
mentally fit
You can't.
for life.
I'm not afraid. I tell the girls sometimes, I can take the hit for you.
Yeah.
See, I get beat up a lot of times, Carla, because I'm going to stand for you. I'm going to pray for my women that come in there. I get up in the morning and say, God, let me help somebody else besides myself today. What can I do for somebody today?
Right.
And I know I'm going to get beat up by the devil because I'm standing in the grip for you. So I have to be fit. That stuff hurt.
Yeah. No, you're in excellent shape, and I believe it's really important. I love that you have a facility, because usually we go into a facility and they're working on our outer body. Rarely do you see one that's simultaneously working on our mental spirit,
That's right.
our mental body,
That's right.
our physical body,
That's right.
and that's so important.
Well, we have boot camp every Saturday, and one of the
Okay.
things I say after boot camp is, what are you doing? See, we're in a place where if you have a business and you want to grow your business, this is the place. Because I'm going to push you, the other girls are going to push you, we're going to elevate you. Even Toya, bless her heart, is sitting helping people come up with, okay, what kind of business do you have? Or what is it that you want to do? So we rally around the girls. I rally around you. I don't want you to stay stuck right here.
Right.
I need you to have multiple streams of income.
Right.
I need you to do something. If you
Hence
don't
the
grow-
reason why I said iron sharpens iron.
Iron sharpens
That's
iron.
what it's all about for me. Iron sharpening iron.
That's
And I
right.
think even more so today, we've become such a selfish society.
That's right.
Such a selfish and conceited society where we only think of ourselves.
right. That's
And when I hear your story, it's not just about you in healing. It's about ensuring that you're healed,
Everybody.
that everybody is a part of this as
And
well.
I'm going to share this really quick. I am the health and wellness manager for Legacy Community Health Services, and you want to talk about a place where you can go. This is a facility,
And the name of it again?
Legacy Community Health.
Mm-hmm.
There are 33 locations in the Southwest region, right? Southwest Texas.
Mhm.
But this is a facility that I have been blessed to be the health and wellness manager. Not only do I work with the patients, but I work with the employees. You're talking about OBGYN is available, behavioral health, dentists, eyeglasses, and it doesn't matter what your income is.
Wow.
And that goes along with the gym,
Right.
because we work hand in hand. You come to me as you are.
Wow.
Come to me as you are.
Wow.
We're going to work this thing out. Oh, I don't have any money. Okay, babe.
We're going to work it out.
We're going to work it out.
We're gonna work
Because
it
if
out.
I know you need to be here, I'm going to say, God, I need you to pay that bill while I work on this child over here.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying?
That's so important.
I shout out to Legacy because they are pillars in our community that are really doing amazing things.
That's awesome.
And so for God to allow me to merge with them and they understand my story, because my book is floating around everywhere,
Yeah.
and nobody's ashamed.
Nobody's
Nobody's
ashamed.
ashamed.
Really quickly, we're going to wrap up. Miss Felicia, what would you say to somebody who's in the grip of addiction right now? What would you say, be it food addiction, sex addiction, drug addiction,
And those are-
alcohol, what would you say to that individual?
The first thing I want to say is a disease is a disease is a disease. Drugs, alcohol, people pleasing, too much church, food, sex, gambling, not enough isms. I call them isms. Too short ism, too tall ism. First, what I want you to know is that God loves you. And if he can do it for me, surely he can do it for you.
Right.
So all I need for you to do is just take one moment, first of all, and pray and ask God to intervene and come into your life and do for you what you can't do for yourself. The second thing is reach out to somebody. Don't hide it here. Because first of all, everybody knows what you're doing anyway.
Exactly.
Let me just tell you.
Exactly.
If you getting loaded, or if you sleeping around with them, I'm gonna go this way. If you getting loaded, you sleeping with everybody know anyway. You're not hiding. But if you know that you want some help, reach out. Now, until you're ready, don't worry anybody. Don't worry me.
Wow.
Until you know that you're ready, because you're not gonna do it anyway. Wow. You have to. I can't want it more for you than you want it for yourself. You have got to say, I am sick and tired of me. And sometimes today I go, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired. So when you make a conscious decision that you want God to do something, first and foremost, go to Him. Then after you do that, reach out. There are people in your church. There are organizations in the community. There is somebody that you can reach out. There is a family member that is sitting, waiting for you to say, help.
Wow.
There's a family member sitting back waiting for you to say, I need some help.
They're just waiting to meet you.
They're waiting. Meet you right
where you are.
That's right.
And that's so important, like you said. It's really important for the person who's struggling with the addiction to make their mind up. I can't make your mind up for you. And also, while you were talking, God spoke into my heart that somebody out there is struggling with something. Right. Be it an addiction, there's fear, sadness, or whatever. Right. But God just spoke to my heart and said that fear is a blocker. That if you would have stayed in the throes of your addiction, there wouldn't be a pink room.
That's right.
You wouldn't be a part of the Legacy Project. And it is just so important that God has a purpose and He has something greater for all of us.
Everybody.
But we got to let go of the junk.
Let it go.
We got to let go of the junk.
That's Satan. He's interfering. He is making you think that you cannot. On a daily basis, some of us wake up and go, I just can't do it today. Yes, you can.
You can.
One foot in front of the other.
One foot.
And I'm going to say this. Don't think of stopping whatever it is in the long term. 1 second at a time. Wow. If I make it through this, let me just make it to 11 o'clock. I'm going to make it to 11 o'clock. Oh, okay. Now let me make it to 11:30. Wow. If I just make it to, and that's how I had to do when I got
just
clean.
One step at a time.
I'm telling you, girl, it was like, Lord, if you just give me another second. Okay, God, I made it today. Right. Oh, I'm going to wake up tomorrow. Whatever I did yesterday, I'm going to do the same thing today. Because yesterday worked for me. And that's with anything. Some of y'all can't be on time for work. Come on, that's a disease in itself. But we ain't going to talk about that. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh, no, I get it. Yeah.
Because my daddy say late is a sense, that's disrespect.
Right.
So you can't be on time for work. That's a disease. What's wrong with you? I'm always late. And that's something to brag about.
And that's something.
Absolutely.
Well, I tell you what, I am so honored that you would take the time out to be here today. Love your book, From Recovery to Discovery. We just shared so much today, and I know so many will be blessed by. So many are blessed. Some people will be blessed. And I am just grateful. I'd like to have you to come back to talk about the healthy body.
Absolutely.
Because so many of us on pills, just like what you said, so many of us on pills for hypertension, for diabetes,
because
for cholesterol, for PMS, not knowing what it does to our bodies. So I really want to have you back on the show to discuss that. Thank you for your transparency. Because if you don't name it and claim it, you can't be healed from it. If you don't get anything from the show today, if you don't name it and claim it, you can't be healed from it. To all of the listeners, thank you so much for tuning in. God bless you. It means absolutely the world to me. We appreciate your support at Real Talk. Real Talk is just about providing ordinary people, extraordinary people, the platform to tell extraordinary stories. May God bless and keep all of you. If you know someone who is interested in sharing their story, that's how I get people here. Absolutely. Please let them know about me and Real Talk. They can reach me via Carla J Motivates on any social media platform. Lastly, if you'd like for me to be a guest or a speaker or any part of your program, I'd love to be there. Nevertheless, thank you so much for joining me, Felicia. I appreciate it. I look forward to sitting with you again. To all of my viewers, thank you so much. Make it a great day. God bless you. And remember, like I always say, be someone's beautiful, bright light in darkness. God bless you. Let me get you back.
It was really, really nice.